Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here. And today I have for you, good films make your life better. That they do. That they do. I do want to apologize before I get into all this about not having a lot of videos put out here lately. I know it's been a little slow on some of the videos. I apologize for that. It's been a very busy summer. I haven't had a lot of time to myself. But this weekend I did get a little bit of time to myself, and I did get to see the new Superman movie. And this video is not about the new Superman movie and whatnot, but it reminded me of that image I just showed you about how a good film can make your life better, because I personally thought it was a good film. And it made me think a lot about good films, right? And how they can make your life better. And I know there's a lot of things going on in the world today. There's a lot of things going on in the world today. So like saying like a good film will make your life better, not in a sense like it's not going to make you richer. It's not going to, go to fix world hunger or stuff like that, but it will make you better. Cause like after I saw Superman, just to get on this, is I was happy. It put me in a good mood. It made me have a good weekend, it made my life better in that sense. And as somebody who's a physical media collector and a film lover and a movie lover, oftentimes I can get caught up on my YouTube channel or talking with my friends and being nerdy and talking about, I got this physical media, I got that physical media. This movie sucks. That movie sucks. We don't get a lot of good this. We don't get a lot of good that. But, and sometimes we can forget to enjoy the film. We can forget to enjoy the happiness and the good things it can bring to our lives. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that as somebody who is a film lover and a physical media collector and everything. And I did recently do a video not long ago about where I say I actually buy physical media to watch it. And even in that video, I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm just talking a little too much about the physical media, not the film, and the enjoyment. And in the making of this video, I recently saw two movies that were having their anniversaries, 80s movies that were sort of having their anniversaries. And it reminded me of some really good films that put me in a good mood and made my life a little better when I saw them, in the sense that I was happy. I enjoyed them. I wanted to watch them again. I wanted to own them. It made me smile and stuff like that. And that would be the movie The Explorers by Joe Dante, and also the movie The Last Starfighter. And, these were just really good films that really do make you feel better, make your life better, in a sense of like they make you happy, they make you wonder, they bring this sense of wonder and enjoyment to you what's out beyond the stars. Growing up as a kid or somebody who lives in a trailer park and stuff, and wanting and feeling that, there's a theme here. You guys can kind of get where I come from in my sci-fi. Yes, as a horror fan, I tend to like my horror, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, and stuff like that, Scream. That's where my horror movies like. They're like B-movie, campy B-movies that are just goofy and stuff like that, horror B-movies like that. And like drive-in movies, But when I get to like my sci-fi, I like the hopefulness. I like the exploration of it, like The Explorers or Last Starfighter, where there's something special within these kids or this guy. And the movies just bring that smile and that wonderment and amazement to you. And it makes you think. And also these movies can lead to like inspiration for people. Like I know a lot of like Star Trek led to a lot of people. It's getting into science and wanting to get in science. So in a sense, that way, a good film that can inspire you in that sense can make your life better in that sense. And I've always felt myself drawn to movies like this and wanting to constantly rewatch them and enjoy them and get into them. And, there's just something special about these films. And yeah, we can also say, we don't get a lot of movies like this in today's day and age. We really don't. But once again, I was sort of reminded going to the theater this weekend and seeing a movie I actually enjoyed. I know some people didn't. It's not going to be for everybody, but seeing a movie I enjoyed, I was reminded that we can still get a good movie that we like. And I also want to say, just because somebody else doesn't like what you like doesn't mean, like, I do not like Star Wars The Last Jedi. I do not like the Disney Star Wars at all, but somebody out there might like it. And if you like it, that is great, because that brings you happy, it brings you wonderment, and brings you joy. It makes your life better in the sense of that you get happier when you see it, you like it, you watch it. I personally don't like it, but I would never take your enjoyment and your love away from it. Right. So that's why, just my thoughts a little bit on like Superman, because, it is a little divisive. Some people don't like it, but I like it and I enjoyed it and I had a good time in movies, and it made me think and feel hopeful and inspired. And seeing these movies having anniversaries this past week, and it just reminded me how great these movies were and how I love these films and how I get enjoyment and happiness from them. And also, I was also reminded of two other movies that I really enjoy. That I like as films and put a smile on my face, and that would be Revenge of the Nerds and Assault of the Party Nerds, directed by my good buddy Richard Gabay, also starring him. Now, see, my friend here, Richard Gabay and Robert Carradine, actually just recently started a new podcast here on YouTube called Revenge of the Party Nerds, right? So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll put a link in the description down below. You guys go check it out and listen to Richard and Robert talk about movies like Revenge of the Nerds, Assault of the Party Nerds, movies that they were in and stuff. It's a really fun podcast. But I was reminded watching that podcast and actually knowing Richard Gabay about how much I loved movies like this as well too, and how these films these films, right? And how these films make me happy and stuff. Like, now we may not get movies like this anymore, but there's still like sci-fi movies like I've seen, a little more in the vein of like this than movies like these. We don't get these like B movies and boobies anymore, I should say. Revenge of the Nerds was a little more than a B movie though, but it could have fell into the B movie category when it becomes so successful. But it's like the B movies and boobies type thing. Just college kids partying, girls and stuff like that, and the comedy that's in these movies. We don't get comedy like that today. They're afraid to be funny. They're afraid to push the envelope. They're afraid to show a little something here and there. And these movies make your life better in the sense like you get to see something you haven't seen in a long time. And then you can have it forever if you have the physical copies of them. I just really enjoy these movies, and it's just something special. There's just something special about having your favorite movies, your favorite films on physical media, where you can rewatch them, or seeing a movie in the theater that you really enjoy, a film in the theater that you really enjoy. That really can brighten your day, can make you be happier, can put you in a good mood. And like I said, it can make you cry. It can make you terrified. It can make you sad in the sense of like, oh man, depending on what you watch, like a drama or an Oscar-winning movie or a good documentary about something. Movies can elicit so many emotions in ourselves, and then bring us fun and excitement and joy. And it's as somebody who's got to the point where it feels like it's very rare to feel that feeling anymore, I was just so excited to see Superman and feel that feeling again, and to see movies like this have their anniversaries and relive them and talk about them, and how yes in some cases films can make your life better because it makes you happy. It brings enjoyment. It can put a skip in your step, and sometimes it can make you forget your problems. In a sense, yes, your problems may still be there after you watch a movie. The problems in the world are still going to be there, but for a little while, especially with older films, not so much newer films, but especially with older films, you can just tune that out and just have a good time, right? And that in a sense can make your life a little better. Once again, like I said, I'm not saying that these are going to heal the sicknesses and hunger throughout the world, but there's just sometimes it's good to get lost in a good film and be happy. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. What are some good films that have made your life better lately that you've seen, new, old, or that you've rewatched 100 times? Because that's why we buy them, right? We watch them hundreds of times. They make us feel good because they elicit the right emotions from us. Let me know about all that in the comments down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That'd be awesome if you're in your guys' subscriptions, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. To everybody watching, whether you liked me, hated me, or liked this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it truly is the superior format now more than ever. Godspeed.